What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow back with the Boxing Clinic, and from the top dog CEO at Top Rank, Bob Arum, says that the Crawford sweepstakes is down to Granados, Adrian Granados, who had a just close fight with Adrian Broner on Showtime and did record-breaking numbers, and Felix Diaz, who's been robbed by Lamar Peterson and robbed by Sammy Vasquez, back in the ring, and they gave the rightful decision to him versus Sammy Vasquez, and his stock is on the rise. But let's talk about Adrian Granados first versus Terence Crawford. This is a dude that just fought. They want him to turn around and fight May 20th. But I think that's changed. I think Shakur Stevenson is no longer going to make his debut that day in New Jersey, in his hometown, Newark, or whatever that they're going to fight at. I think he's going to do something different. So that date might change. And with Granados, being in the running, it means that HBO approved him as a fight for Crawford, and Felix Diaz has already been approved. If you've been watching my videos, and that's quite obvious at this point, both of these guys are still here. Amir Rahman is the guy that's dropped out. He must have got approved from HBO, or his handlers might have been smart, thinking that he's not ready for his title shot because he looked lackluster after his last fight, and he already got knocked out by Adrian Granados in the shocker where he said he was sick, but it didn't translate. It seemed like something was taken out of him that fight. He hasn't been like the same fighter since. So rebuild him. If you was in the last three, if you win again, look impressive, that means you're going to get the Terence Crawford fight as long as he's standing at 140. But as far as Granados, like I said, he did breaking numbers with Adrian Broner on Showtime. He had a tough fight. Most people thought he won. Some people thought he lost, but it was a tough fight. And I think this guy's stock is on the uprise, but I would like to see him go back down to 140, campaign, and try to get a world championship and go the other way from Crawford. I think anything less than $1 million or $2 million for him fighting Crawford at this point on a short turnaround while his stock is starting to rise is ludicrous for him, and it'll probably mean his career is really at neutral journeyman standards, in my opinion. I think he can just go out there and build up versus somebody else at 140 and try to capture a world title. I know it's guys that's lurking out there like Frankie Gomez and Francis Bartholomew and stuff like that, but it's not loaded like 147. There's no need to go head on for Crawford for chump change. After a quick turnaround, they got to make it worth this guy's while. Because it's time for him to get out the hood of Chicago and not suffer the same fate as his boy Ed Brown did. If you know about Ed Brown, got shot 1,000 times. He just passed away. He was a talented fighter that couldn't stay out the street. But, I think he should just go another way if he can't get the Adrian Broner rematch. Just rebuild his fight, his life at 140. And I bet he can capture a world title very soon. I'm not sure what titles are out there, but he can capture one real soon. Crawford is on his way up anyway. So, and it's a reach for anybody. I think this guy could be Ricky Burns right now. But in my opinion, I think Felix Diaz is the right fight. For Crawford at this point, I know it's a high risk, low reward type of fight for him. You hear me talk about that all the time, but it's a fight that HBO approved, and Diaz is a Heyman fighter, and that's a step in the right way for the Al Heyman Bob Arum post lawsuit thing. But I like Diaz a lot. A lot of people, overlook him and think he's the type of fight as a Ricky Barnes or Derry John or Hank Lundy or John Molina for Crawford, and that's totally wrong. This guy's a different thoroughbred. He's a different class of fighter than those guys. He's an upper echelon type skilled fighter. He just doesn't have the notoriety or the fan base for people to be yelling rah rah to see him fight. So he's a guy that flies under the radar. He's a skilled fighter, a good boxer, well-rounded. He's not a big puncher, and that's why people just probably overlook him. But he has the skills to pay the bills, and I wouldn't be shocked one bit if he competed and beat Terence Crawford and outboxed him, but got robbed or something like that, and people started to open their eyes and realize that this guy is a real deal. And I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford sparked him in a few rounds. Still wouldn't be. He's a gold medalist Dominican fighter. He got knocked out in the amateur before, came back, rebuilt his career, and became a gold medalist. So this is a guy to look out for. It's a dangerous fight, and hopefully it can be made in the great fight of 2017.